Let me show you the steps to extract your Bing Maps collections from Bing Maps. Bing Maps, of course, starts off with this local guide. That's not quite what we need. But before I show you the export, let me emphasize two things. Firstly, Bing Maps collections have nothing to do with Edge collections. Bing Maps collections are a series of markers that you can put onto Bing Maps, and then you can set data on them, and then look at them later. And it's really actually pretty cool. The downside is you can't export them, hence this program to export them. The other thing is that as of early September 2025, there's a Bing Maps beta, and apparently they're either removing or hiding or haven't done something with the Bing Maps collections, and they don't seem to be visible for everyone. Now, this seems to be dependent on what browser you use and who you are and where you are and whether you've deleted cookies maybe. So far, I haven't had any trouble with using Bing Maps collections from within this app, but only time will tell as to whether that continues to be the case. Those 2 points out of the way, let's go export a collection. Now I've got a couple of collections set up, so let's go to them. We obviously start off with the local guide, but we don't want that. We want the My Places, because those are my places, which shows up a favorites and a collections. And let's go to collections, because we're doing collections. And let's pick the Omaha Parks, because Omaha Parks are cool. And now we see our collections. And for those of you who haven't used the collections before, every dot on the map comes up with one of these little cards, and then we can edit them and look at them. Let's now do an export. We go to File, Export. We get 4 choices. The first 2, the export CSV and GeoJSON, those are more for interop with other programs. The export HTML and Markdown are more for like you to update in some kind of in like an editor of some kind. Export to HTML should be usable like inside of it's HTML, so you click on the file, it comes up in like a browser, but you can then copy paste it to like Word and stuff. And the export Markdown is often used by people taking notes. It's a very simple, very simple format. I should point out that when I export, like the maps don't export. What I export is the names, like the Heflinger Park or the Tool Park, and all your information, and also a latitude and longitude. Those are the real keys. So let's go ahead and export HTML. And here we get the other one interesting thing. In this case, when I added the parks, one of the parks, Towel Park in particular, I did a search for. Now, when you add to your collections directly from a search, what it does is it doesn't include like the actual latitude and longitude. It comes out as what's called a YPID, which is just technobabble, but it doesn't have a latitude and longitude. But what everyone wants, of course, in their export is a latitude and longitude, because that's what every other map uses. So I need to determine the exact locations of those areas. In this case, there's one. I was about to say 2, but there's one. There's one park that I don't have the exact latitude and longitude for. I'm about to search for it. It's expected to take about a minute. It actually takes about 5 seconds. But what it does, you saw it like wiggle the map around there some. I have to actually like move the map to somewhere different, which then messes, well, whatever. But I have to actually wait for it to like finally find everything. And so that takes about 5 seconds. In this case, it's already found it. It found it 1. The number failed is 0, which is always nice. It then asked me, it's like, hey, let's actually pick a spot I've exported before because this is my 3rd take. Do I want to replace it? Yes, I do. And so, boom, it's all exported. The export is super fast because it doesn't have to do that much. Let's take a look at what that looks like. And so I'll bring over one I've exported before, and we'll actually refresh it. This is the brand newest one. So this is Omaha Parks. And this is let me go to the Towel Park, which I had exported before. It's got a name, Towel Park. You can see this little query. The ID is this YPID thing. But I did actually find the latitude and longitude for it. For other parks, you'll see like Deerwood Park. That reminded me, like, my mom did not like deer. She called them rats with hooves. She was not a fan of them. We live near a big park. There are a lot of deer in our yard. All right, so there's our basic export. Now let me show you some of the other features. You might want to export more than one collection. And if you do that, every time you pick a collection again, like you go to My Places and then Collections, and you pick a different collection, like Lakes and Rivers. When you do that, there's no way for this program to know that you've modified anything. So when you go to export, it'll export like the last map, which is not at all what you want. So you have to click re-extract. And sorry, I wish it was different, but it's not. You got to click the re-extract from map, and then it'll re-extract. And then you can export again. What else? You can also exit from file, just like a lot of things. Developers show logging. So what the logging is in case you run into trouble and you want to email me, the logging information will show a bunch of information that I'm going to want to see so I can see what the program did. But other than that, there's nothing useful in it. And under help, there's a help about, and this is how you find out an email address to contact me in case you need to. If you've got feedback, this gives me the version number. If you got feedback, please let me know anytime. You can click the button and it'll run your mail app, sending data to me, or you can cut and paste the email and you can just throw it into whatever email app you've got. And lastly, of course, like all good programs, there's a little help. It's kind of basic. If you want to get rid of it, just click the title and it goes away. So that was our overview of how to export. As a reminder, you do export and then you export the type that you want based on what you're exporting to. Export HTML and Markdown are for you, for your notes, and the export CSV and GeoJSON are for other programs, and they will tell you what they need. I hope you found this program useful, and thank you very much for watching.